underway with action here. Coming out to join us, NWA World Champion.
Out of the goodness of my heart, I'm going to give these people a real treat, because I know that not very often does a man, an athlete of my caliber, come through a town like Dothan, Alabama, or Mobile, Alabama, or Pensacola, when a real class athlete is going to be in the ring for you. You take the opportunity to watch him, because, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the greatest wrestler alive today.
NWA Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair. Let's go to the ring now, and Ric here with the introduction.
This is our television main event. One fall, TV time remaining. A non-title match now in the ring. 240, Charlotte, North Carolina. The NWA World Champion, Nature Boy, Ric Flair. His opponent, 240, parts unknown, now entering the ring, Mr. Gulf Coast.
We got a little... Ric Flair is... Ric coming back over to the desk. We're, I guess, about to see a treat. He bears an amazing physical resemblance to certain other people we know. I believe in the case of Mr. Gulf Coast. And Flair looks a little shook. What other way you want to describe it?
He started complaining from the second the ring introductions were over. However, Ric Flair is the world's champion. And apparently, although I'm sure he's mentally thrown off balance, physically, inside this man, a great deal of turmoil must be going on, Charlie. From a simple TV match, now in against Mr. Gulf Coast. It could be a little more than he bargained for here on television today.
Flair takes Mr. Gulf Coast into the ropes. Good. Oh, look at that. I think I've seen that style before somewhere.
Three long left jabs and a roundhouse right as Mr. Gulf Coast decks the world's heavyweight champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair. This match, TV time remaining, non-title here on television.
Good reversal by Mr. Gulf Coast, and high body drop, catching Flair coming out of the turnbuckle.
And Ric Flair obviously could not in any way be mentally prepared for this match when he stepped into the ring. Now finds himself in the dangerous position for a man of his stature in being unprepared to wrestle on television.
Flair with that shoulder-to-shoulder move, good move, and working over that left arm of Mr. Gulf Coast.
This maneuver, a particular trademark of Flair since the early 70s. And a couple of those right hands under that arm will render that limb almost helpless after 3 or 4 good shots into that muscle.
Our television studio audience had a little chant going with Go Austin Go.
Well, Mr. Gulf Coast in the ring right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's a privilege to have the world's heavyweight wrestling champion on television, even in a non-title match, Charlie. And as we mentioned before, international sports always goes after the top matches on TV. And you can see the living proof of it right there on your screen.
You better know it. Test of strength between two powerhouses in professional wrestling. Flair taking his man in the ropes. Under goes Gulf Coast, and now
a cross-body block for Mr. Gulf Coast, a count of 2 on the world's champion. And Ric Flair, without a doubt, is on the defensive at this point in the match, Charlie.
Wait a minute. The champion backing over in the corner. Flair takes his man into the ropes.
And Flair trying for that back body drop. Mr. Gulf Coast hangs on. Sunset flip. A count of 2, and Flair's clear of the mat.
Near pin for Mr. Gulf Coast. Now beginning to fire back at Flair. He has the champion on defense all the way.
Those looping left-hand chops sends Flair to the canvas, and again, the TV crowd picks up the chant, "Go, Austin, go." Snapmare from Ric Flair as Flair backs into the ropes, carefully measuring his man, and drops down that 240 pounds across the throat of Mr. Gulf Coast. Again, lateral press and a count of 2, and Flair going for the mask. Going for the mask of his challenger today on television, Charlie.
Hard series of rights right to the top of the head.
Again, one of the drawbacks of being a masked competitor, Flair has completely twisted that mask around on the face of Mr. Gulf Coast, effectively acting as a blindfold on his man in the ring.
Snap here, takedown again by Flair.
Ric Flair raising high, dropping that knee straight down on the temporal lobe of Mr. Gulf Coast. And Flair now beginning to show a little bit of maybe loss of composure as he attempts to put his challenger away today on television, Charlie.
Flair going for that patented suplex. Look at that, Mr. Gulf Coast blocking that rope.
And Flair unable to get the leverage he needs. That massive vertical suplex on the world's champion, and that mask completely off. The Universal Heartthrob Austin Idol. Opening up rights and lefts to Ric Flair.
Flair hurled into that turnbuckle.
And Austin Idol sensing his moment, closing in for the kill on the NWA champion. Flair rolling to the floor, trying to break the momentum of the Universal Heartthrob. Flair setting his man. And Flair blocked from that atomic drop, took the figure 4 on the world champion.
And look at this. Dennis Condrey from the dressing room, kicking Austin Idol off of the world's champion.